Namaste, 8th standard children. So today we are going to discuss a lesson for Nakul written by Neela Subramanian. So in this lesson, just I have written here, Nakul could not complete his maths problem in the test. So the characters of this lesson are Nakul, main characters of the lesson are Nakul and Akash. Here Nakul could not complete his maths problems in the test, and later Akash consoles him and tells him to keep the time faster in a watch. Then Nakul worried. In the later stage, Nakul was too much worried and panicked unnecessarily. So Akash advises him to, before you write your final exam, you should keep time in your watch faster than usual, so that it will be helpful in exams, so that you can finish the exam before you you can just keep the eye on the time and you can finish the exam before the time. Then Nakul was helped by Anuj in many situations. Nakul overheard about Anuj's praise by his teachers that despite lame leg, he is acting. So in one situation when they go to trip, Nakul was sitting alone because he had a fight with Akash, and Akash tells him that he is behaving like a wet blanket and that she should not be a wet blanket and should accept the things positively, not to think negatively every time. And then Nakul was upset with Akash, and he moves away from Akash. While he was sitting in a corner in a place, open field, he just overheard his teachers telling that Akash was very active boy, though he was a lame leg boy, still he is very active in every situation. Though he cannot participate in football, he cheers up the boys. Though he cannot participate in the drama or anything extracurricular activities, he just cheers and behaves so actively. That is a positive point of Akash, and he is liked by all the teachers. Now Nakul has overheard about his teachers telling this about Akash, and he just understand where he is gone wrong, what is his mistake. He was always thinking negative about the life of every situation in the life, so taking extreme negative steps, worrying about unnecessary things. So he comes to know that these are his mistakes. Then he apologizes with Akash, saying that he was wrong in talking so rudely with Akash. Then Akash tells why he is like that, because his grandmother has told him, grandmother has advised in something about which a poem is given in your lesson, in your textbook, that we will discuss when we come to that stage. Then now I will begin with the lesson. So there is a determining factors of success. This column is given, just tick it. Complete the web chart by matching the appropriate words which lead to one success. So you have to do this activity by yourself. Better when you are doing your fair, you just do this in your fair also. So this is the activity given in your textbook in the beginning of the notes. So do it in your fair also, so that it will be extracurricular activity, extra activity which will increase your knowledge. Here one question is asked: how do people become successful? Do they always choose the safe and acceptable options? Do you agree with the statement that risks lead to success? Yes, I unless and otherwise you jumps to a situation, unless and otherwise you just don't understand, you are not in the situation there, you won't understand by standing far in a place, you can't understand, you can't face the situation, you can't face the hurdles in your life. So better take the race and do some work so that it will lead to success. Now to begin with, the boys of class 6th came out of the exam hall. How did the maths paper go? I asked Akash, who was waiting outside. So, I finished all the problems, though it was quite a tussle, replied Tarun, the monitor of the class. So, there was an exam, it was maths exam. So, Akash, one boy, it was maybe Nakul. I asked Akash, who was waiting outside. So, it was asked to Akash, how did the maths paper go? So means it was okay. I finished all the problems, though it was quite a tussle, replied Tarun, the monitor of the class. So, it was asked to Tarun. Nakul came in just then. He looked depressed. So, while Tarun and Akash were talking, then Nakul came out of the examination hall. He looked very depressed. What's up, Nakul? Maths is your favorite subject. Akash was surprised. Seeing his face, Akash was surprised. Then he says, Maths is your favorite subject. Then what happened? Why you look so depressed? I decided to, then Nakul answers him, I decided to answer the tough problems first and leave the easy ones for the last 10 minutes. But they took more time and I expected, so I couldn't finish 2 questions. Nakul replied. So what happens? He just did what he did. Yes, usually the students do. They opt for attempting the tough questions first, and easy ones they keep it for the end, so that they can easily, very fast, they can answer the questions. But here Nakul went into trouble when the big answers, the tough answers led him to it took more time than what he thought, what he planned. It took more time than he planned. So he could not answer all the questions. So he left 2 questions. So first leave the easy ones for the last 10 minutes, but they took more time than I expected. So he expected some time, but it took more time. So I could not finish 2 questions. So 2 questions he could not answer, and thereby his paper was not complete. Para number 7. Never mind, it's not the final exam. Write faster next time, or set your watch 10 minutes ahead so that you can answer all the questions. As Akash consoled him. So Akash consoles him. Akash tells him that it's okay, no problem. It's not a final exam. You have another chance in writing in final exam, where you can keep your watch few minutes ahead. Ahead means just ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಾಚನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೈಮ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಆಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಅದು ಟೈಮಿಗಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು ನೀವು ನೋಡುವಾಗ, ವಾಚ್ ನೋಡುವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನು ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ನಾನು ಇದು 5 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸಿಗೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದರೆ 5 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅರ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರೆದಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಆಕಾಶ್ ಥಾಟ್, so it is better to keep watch a few minutes ahead or 10 minutes ahead of usual time. It's easy to say that, as you don't have to worry, Nakul retorted. So what Nakul says, he was not ready to accept his advice. He says, it is easy to say, it is easy to advise not to worry, but whatever I face, it is my problem. I am in the trouble, so you cannot understand what I am going through. Akash was a new boy. He had joined a boarding school almost at the end of the first term. So now about the introduction of Akash. Akash was a new boy. So he had joined the boarding school almost at the end of the first term. He was a new boy and recently joined the board school. Board school means where you can stay and go to the school. The hostel will be adjacent to the school. When the room was silent that night, Akash woke up suddenly. He looked at the next bed and saw that Nakul was awake. Now they were roommates. Akash and Nakul were roommates. And when Akash woke up in the night suddenly, he looked in the side to the bed of Nakul. He saw Nakul was awake. What's the matter? Akash whispered. What happened to you? Why you are awake now? Why you are sitting like this? Akash asked Nakul. What's the mistake? Asked Akash. I am sure I have forgotten something. I think I have either written my name or my roll number on the mass answer script. Nakul mumbled dejectedly. So now what happens? He tells him, I have made a terrible mistake, said Nakul. Then Akash asked, what happened? What was the terrible mistake you had done? Now, Nakul replies him, I think I have written my name, either my name or my roll number. I have not written both. So it was the terrible mistake, he thinks. So it is a small problem. It is a silly problem actually. It is a silly problem, but he is taking this silly problem, a small problem, so seriously that made him not to sleep in the. He was awake in the night. Oh, is that all? I thought something awful had happened. Akash was relieved. Look, it's just 9:30. Sir is sure to be up, and let us go and see him. You can explain what's wrong. So Akash was relieved as when he heard Nakul saying, so what was the terrible mistake according to him? Terrible according to Nakul, not terrible actually, but terrible according to Nakul, as he thought that he has written either his name or his roll number. So he thought it is a terrible mistake and he was so worried and so was in tension, and he could not sleep in the night. Hearing this, it is the terrible mistake he had done. Akash got relieved, because according to Akash, this is not nothing. This is not at all a problem. Then Akash says, okay, it is just 9:30 now. We'll go to Sir's room and check whether he must be awake now, and we'll go there and ask him, and we'll check whether you have written name or number, roll number. You are coming too? Thanks. Nakul looked relieved as the two boys crept out of the room and walked to the master's study. Now they went out of the room and went to master's study. Mr. Verghese was startled to see them and listened to Nakul's stammered explanation. He unlocked a drawer and went through the answer script. So, name of master was Mr. Verghese. So, he was startled. He was surprised to see these boys at this hour, at the night hour 9:30. And he listened to Nakul's problem, that whether he had written his roll number or not, whether he has written his name or not. This was his problem. So, hearing him, he just went to the drawer, where he unlocked the drawer and went through the answer script. You have written your name and roll number, Nakul. You panicked unnecessarily. He watched them leave his room. So, Verghese sir said, you have written both your name and your number. Many times it happens because we take something so seriously that makes us to think that we have not done so. I'll tell you my personal experience. Sometimes I too do the same thing. As I ride the scooter and two-wheeler, and sometimes I feel after parking my two-wheeler, I repeatedly check where is the key, whether I have taken the key or not. This is just because of too many unnecessary thoughts in the mind. So same here, Nakul was unnecessarily worried, unnecessarily thinking about, taking tension about the maths paper, as he had left two questions unanswered. His mind started running so fast that he was confused at that moment that he had written his roll number or not. This is a usual problem. Many students face this. They get confused because if something happens to them, that will be a silly thing. Still, they just think over it again and again, making some sort of concocted stories and put themselves, they just jumped into some conclusion and be in trouble. So this should not happen. You should take everything little bit, what things you have to take seriously, that you have to take, or else those matters that you can solve easily, you should not think over it. You should not be worried about those matters which you can solve very easily. Actually, to be frank, none of the problems are no problem cannot, it is nothing like that we cannot solve the problems. Every problem has a solution, now or in the future. So we should not think so worriedly. We should go accordingly with our mind calm and cool. So here also sir just tells him that you have written both your name and number, and they go out of the room, and he was watching them going out of the room. Soon the exams were behind them, and the next event the boys looked forward to was the school's annual day. As Nakul was tall and well built for his age, the master chose him to play an important role in a drama. So now after exam, there are school events, that is annual functions, etc. Then Nakul, as his build, was tall boy, a good looking boy, so he was chosen for some role in the drama, and he was playing in a drama, and this was an advantage for Nakul. Nakul, now help, I have got to learn so many lines. Now this is a big problem for him. Again he thinks a small problem into taking it into a big one. He asked Akash that, help, I have learned so many lines. So he was taking part in drama, so he has to learn the script, he has to by heart the lines now. It is a big problem for him now. He asked help from Akash. He asked him, help, I have got to learn so many lines. I will help you to practice till you are word perfect. Akash grinned. So Akash says, okay, I will help you till you are word perfect. By heart word to word, till then I will help you. Nakul was glad for his generous offer, and with Akash's constant rehearsal soon learned his lines. So you need, in drama and all, you need two people to by heart the things. Usually, even in your studies, if there are two or more persons, when you are doing group studies, it is always better. You learn faster in group studies because you discuss the matter, and while you are discussing the matter, it just goes into your mind very fast. Same way, Akash helped Nakul to learn the lines of a drama script, and he was word perfect in his drama. I hope I won't forget the words. Nakul looked tense before the curtain went up. So this now the drama, the day of the drama. So he tells Akash that I am worried, I shouldn't forget any word. Don't worry, the words will come to you easily. Akash encouraged. So every time Akash is encouraging him, Akash was supporting him, And here also he says, you don't worry about all these things, it will come to you. You will remember the wordings very easily. To his surprise, Nakul found that he actually enjoyed his role. So when you learn, when you are thorough about anything, even in your examination, if you are thorough, you just enjoy writing your exams. Each and each questions you feel like it should come again and again. You will just go on. It will be like a game. It will be like a show. You just go on writing if you are thorough in the subject. So that is why it is always said, be thorough in the subject. It will be very easily. Thanks Akash, you are a real gem, he said warmly. So he thanks Akash, Nakul thanks Akash, and he says, you are a real gem. Gem means a precious stone. He said warmly. I am glad I could help you, Akash replied. The next day, the students were taken to picnic spot. So Akash replies him that he is glad that he could help him. Though this is whenever you help him, help any person, you feel glad, you feel happy when you help others. So it is a common, not common actually, many people don't feel like helping others, but some people feel like helping others. It comes from their heart to help others, not for their any selfish purpose, but some help others without any materialistic gain or anything. Here also Akash helped him without his any selfish purpose, and that made him happy. Akash was happy to help Nakul in his drama rehearsals, and because of his Akash help, Nakul could do well in the drama, and he could tell the script or lines very easily, and he enjoyed the role given to him. So this is the way Akash helped Nakul in one or other way. Now the next day they go for picnic. This I will discuss in my next video. So till you get your next video, the homework is you should read till this para 5 times and underline the difficult words you find there. There are so many difficult words, and you should just go through the dictionary, find the meaning of the difficult words so that it will be easy for you, and the more difficult words try to write it in your fair book only and with the meaning. So till then I hope you study and please watch the video 3 times. It's my order. You should watch the video 3 times. One time watching is not at all enough. To better understanding, you have to watch the video 3 times. Okay? Take care. Happy time. Namaste.